love these remixes. I love the new remixes because I think it gives a shot in the arm to the songs that have been there. It brings a new life, a new beat to them, and it's always such a joy. Wherever I go, I get to perform them again, and it's a win-win situation for me because towards the end, I end up owning them all over again. The day the butterflies stop, flittering around my stomach, I'll feel I am dead as an artist. There's nothing more left for me to learn, and that's the end of the chapter. I have done very, very strong female characters earlier as well in films. Your performance will be judged, it'll be criticized. Healthy criticism is always welcome. Now, on the OTT platform, a lot of female-driven shows are there. Also watching world cinema.
Hi, welcome to Hindustan Times. I'm in conversation with the gorgeous Raveena Tandon from Lonavala and talking about her OTT debut with the project Aranyak. Hi Raveena and welcome to Hindustan Times.
Thank you, Monica. Always a pleasure to be interviewed by you.
Thank you so much. So Raveena, first things first. OTT debut, that term, people have been wanting to see you on. They've seen you on the big screen, small screen. Now it's that mobile screen that they're going to see you watching a series. And I know, having been in the industry for 30 years, somebody who's done films, you've known the industry inside out. But when you try a format where you are getting out of your comfort zone of shooting for a 2 to 3 hour feature film, but for a 10-hour long series, you are in that character for the longest time. As an artist, how different has been this experience? And was it a little exhausting also, and did it take more out of you?
So let me answer these three. There were three questions in one. First and foremost, I believe that as an actor, for me, it's the camera. And then second, it's the captain of the ship, the director. The camera is what I emote into. And the minute the camera is running, I know it's out there. I am going to give it my best. Because that camera is where is going to reach out to the audience that is watching me. Now, the medium that you choose, whether it is translated onto the big screen or onto the small screen or onto, like you said, mobiles in your hand, the effect that it has to give out, to reach out to your audience through that screen is up to me. Right? So I will eventually give it that same kind of my best so that it has that desired effect. So that doesn't change for me, whatever the medium be. As a format, yes, it is longer, but then I feel it has its advantage because of the fact that there's so much more. The nuances, you can flesh out your character into a wholesome, manner that you probably cannot do or portray that much in that 2 hour that you're given to for the big screen. For a movie, you've got to encapsulate everything in that 2 hours and give it out. Then so much more is edited and so much more is removed and thrown out. But here you can build up that character. For you can completely flesh it out the way you see it and the way you want people to absorb it. So it gives you that kind of a liberation. The fact that there is no stress behind what you have done. Yes, of course, your performance will be judged, it'll be criticized, it'll be torn apart. All that has now become a part of the game and we're used to it. And yes, we do strive to always give better. Nobody actually intentionally goes out there and gives a bad performance. It is, things happen and then you start working towards trying to do even better the next time. And healthy criticism is always welcome. And so that, again, does not change. What, yes, is a little exhaustive, that in a movie, for the fact being that the factor that, again, it's for 2 hours, so you've got your shots that are already, the shot division is done, the breakdown is done, this angle, that angle, and probably a close, a mid-close, probably a wide, to capture the essence of the scene. But when you are talking about elongating that whole thing for 8 episodes, you have that same scene that you do in at least 15 to 20 various shots that you do that again and again and again. And that sometimes, it took me a little time to adapt to that, but I understood why that is necessary as well. Because you are so invested in all the characters that is in the scene, that you have to bring out the best of everyone in that scene because you have that space to do it. So you see, so there is the thing, but for me as an actor, I will still try to give it my best in every shot.
That's brilliant. I'm sure you have already. And we saw the trailer. We all were discussing that how the trailer does not really give out much about the series, and which is a very, very beautiful thing, I would say, as a artist and all the team to come together and bring out a very intriguing trailer. But what I want to ask you is the times that we are in where everyone talks about the female fronted roles, you have kind of hit the nail, right there, because this series is being headlined by you. And we've seen female cops, we've seen how Tabu played the role in Drishyam, or Shefali Shah did in Delhi Crime. Now Kasturi Dogra is going to be added in that list. Because we've seen very few female actresses in that cop universe. And we've been telling Rohit Shetty to come up with a film with a, female cop. Why not? So how do you think it's really going to set a new benchmark for you as an artist, or for otherwise also to kind of add to the female-fronted films now? I'm not saying female-centric, but female-fronted films.
Well, I think if you see the lineup always that Netflix has had, has always been very strong female character-driven shows. And Aranyak now, again, being slated as one of them. For me, I have done very, very strong female characters earlier as well in films. But yes, playing a cop for the first time. But what really was important for us to do in this film, in this show particularly, was the fact that we tried to bring out the true essence of what these people are, even as real human beings. It was not any kind of heroics that we are doing. There's no heroism, there's no bravado, there's no swagger to the walk, there's no gun that we hold that way and go tuck, 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 that's because this kind of shit. No, there's nothing. It is so real. They probably still have those old rifles which they do kachak, kachak and blow off, and sometimes they don't even work. It is exactly the raw essence of what it is in a small town, to be a cop in a small town, and what you go through even with your family life and out there. So that is something that we've really, really stuck to. So that might be a little different from what you have seen. I think when I saw Shefali play, a cop, I thought that was so just amazing, the way she did it. I saw Tabu in Drishyam, and we have seen, even I've played a cop earlier before in one movie of mine with Sanjay Dutt, but it was a South Indian remake, and I had all the heroics of a Dabang or whatever. But keeping all that away, this for sure is something that is very, very real and in your face. So that is something what we have. We've underplayed the entire thing of the perception that people have, that the minute a cop comes onto the scene, there's that, oh my God, all those heroics will come with it, and there'll be the background music and the high slow-mo shots coming into, walking in with us, and that nothing of that is there. So it is what we have tried to capture, and I hope we have lived up to that.
I'm sure. Raveena, you have fearlessly being very vocal about the biases that you have experienced and others still continue to in the film industry. And I'm delighted to say that OTT definitely has started to already shattering those stereotypes and barriers. With Aranyak, your OTT debut, and otherwise as well, what stereotypes would you want to highlight? Like, what I would want to say, maybe the way the casting is done, maybe the way a heroine is shown on screen, and maybe the way the screen time given to them.
Monica, I would want to say one thing, that even when we were working in the 90s and in the late 90s and 2000, there were a lot of comparison also made by the media at that time as well of the films that we were doing via the films that were being made in Hollywood. But then I used to sit down and give people examples of films being made even in Hollywood at that time, which had women coming in exactly for those 5 scenes. If you saw A Lethal Weapon, She played a male stripper. She came, she did her dance number. Then she's there exactly for those 3 scenes while the 2 heroes dominate the entire film. You see any of the Die Hard series. You see any of the Eddie Murphy movies. So it was always very similar to what would happen here. So I would say, why are we only running down our cinema when everywhere else also the trend? So there are these different kind of films that are made. So it was not that in the 90s or in the 2000 heroine oriented films were not made. They were made for sure. But I'll tell you why the difference also that happens. So there was a Satta, there was a Chandni Ba, there was Daman, there was, I can name so many. Till the time now we had Dirty Dancer and Jessica and all runaway hits. So it's not that they were not commercial successes either. Now the point being that now on the OTT platform, what definitely has happened that a lot of, yes, female-driven shows are there. Our audiences also who have subscribed to a Netflix or the other OTTs that are available to them are also watching world cinema, are also watching global cinema, which was not possible earlier. Probably for all of us, we used to wait till the festivals would come to be able to catch a movie, or unless we were abroad, we'd buy the videotapes or the DVDs or the CDs and bring them here and then watch. But that kind of cinema today is what our audiences are also exposed to. So everyone, audiences, filmmakers alike have broadened their horizons. The earlier perceptions have moved away, and now they are more open and receptive to different kind of cinema, different kind of storytelling, experimental cinema, and I think that has brought about a very, very positive change. So the change had started happening, a slow but positive change, but now I see that even more. And I think that's completely awesome.
That's beautifully explained. Tell me honestly, when you made your film debut as an actor 30 years ago, and now when you're making your OTT debut, is it the same, Raveena Tandon? Are the same butterflies, or are you way more, of course, confident, mature? You have seen the industry now, but what are those common elements that were there 3 decades ago as well, and which also exist now? Because this is a whole new world that you're exploring.
So the day the butterflies stop flittering around my stomach, I'll feel I am dead as an artist. There's nothing more left for me to learn. And that's the end of the chapter. I feel there is so much to learn, and the journey that we are on, we're constantly evolving, constantly reinventing ourselves, molding ourselves to different directors, their visions, their kind of perception of what they are seeing as a vision, or what they see a character as. So that learning, I think, never stops, Monica. And it should not, and that's something that I think is very, very important for any artist.
So at that time, I'm sure your parents guided you, and today you have your kids watching you make this debut. So how has them, their not reaction per se, but they've been the consumers of OTT content, I'm sure, way before you started. So have there been certain suggestions on, okay, this is how a series should be, or something on those lines? Of course, the tables have
Not
turned.
really. I myself am a huge fan of crime thrillers, and I love the fact, and I binge watch them. So for me to do something like Aranyak was completely up my alley, and I was waiting for something like this, and I jumped onto it. So I have this little dark side also that I like to explore sometimes, and I enjoy watching things also which explore the dark space. So the reaction that I got from my kids was like, Netflix, you're doing a series for Netflix? I said, yeah. Oh, that's cool. And then they were back to do their work. And yes, 30 years ago, honestly, yes, my father did guide me initially, but then it was a lot more decisions for me to make for myself. So it's been a learning experience since then, and I did make many mistakes, but then I've learned also from those mistakes. Yes, 90s, our industry was a male-dominated, industry. But like I said, today I see a lot more equality, and I see a lot more women in the workplace. I see a lot more equalizing on the pay scales as well. And I'm proud of that industry. I think I was proud of it then. I could never hear a word against it then. And I do now also. And I do tell people that instead of, constantly running our industry down, we should do things that actually help make the change. We all have to make that positive change.
Okay, so we'll have last 2 quick ones. When you say OTT debut, right now we're talking about a pandemic situation where theaters are still just open and people have been waiting to watch movies on the big screen. And here we have a big screen heroine, a diva making an OTT debut. Do you think this was the right time to make this switch? And do you think people will also want to see you back on the big screen very soon? So where is that balance being maintained? Are you signing more projects?
So I think I did not make a permanent switch. But like I said, an actor is an actor. The medium that you choose translates through that camera that's out there. My KGF will be releasing in April 2022. I've just finished another movie that should also release, I think, by next October. So having 2 releases in a year is good enough, I think, for me, at my pace. Like I said, after that I started doing things at my pace that I want, a little bit of a break as well. And then there'll be Aranyak. And most definitely, I think we are all looking forward to, getting the green signal for the second season, for sure. But once that happens, in the interim, there is a lot more that interesting projects and subjects, scripts that I've been reading. But like I said, I've always wanted to do things at my pace. And I have been the kind who's always prioritized, balanced out things between my family and my workplace. And that's how I want to keep it. And I don't want to make it too hectic for myself that I stop enjoying my work again. So I will slowly but surely start signing a few more films, yes.
That's great. And I'll end by asking, I know OTT series do not really have the concept of having music and dance, something that has been very quintessential for a Bollywood actor. So if, let's say, tomorrow a web film happens and you get to recreate something like a Tip Tip on the mobile screen format, how keen and eager would you be?
There is an exciting film that I have signed, which again will be a completely different genre from what I did with KGF. That is again romance and comedy, and I think we're looking at a song to do. Unfortunately, now Tip Tip's taken, but we will definitely look for something that does get me to do a little bit of jhatkas again, which I have always enjoyed doing. And
so I hope we get to see that film very soon, where we get to see you recreating some great magic on screen. And thank you for breaking stereotypes and continue to be so vocal, unapologetic, and the way you have been. Thank you so much, and all the good luck for this.
Some things it's too late to change now.
Yeah, I know.
But I need to wind up with one thing which I have told my friends, and you are a friend of mine, and I've told them that I actually love these remixes. I love the new remixes because I think it gives a shot in the arm to the songs that have been there. It brings a new life, a new beat to them, and it's always such a joy. Wherever I go, I get to perform them again, and it's a win-win situation for me because towards the end, I end up owning them all over again.
Looking at the brighter side of everything, I would say. And that's you. Thank
Always
you so
stay positive.
much.
Thank you.
I'm sure with Aranyak, we'll get to see Raveena 2.0 on the OTT version, and wishing you many more great projects, and we get to talk to you again.
Thank you, my dear.
Thank you so much.
Always as usual.
Thank you so much.